Okay, so it's Tuesday, April 2nd. Obviously, I went food shopping. I'm a strong believer in saving as much money as possible on as much food as possible. So, basically, I set a budget for myself of around $80, and that lasts me about half a month, and that's for one person, typically. My family rarely eats my food, which, it's not a problem to me. It's just more food for me, So anyway, going through this, we have some ciabatta bread here, and last time I went to the supermarket, the bread was hard, very hard, and it just was not eatable or edible, whatever. So what I ended up doing was feeding it to the birds in increments, in the backyard here for this whole month, and maybe it's karma working in action there, trying to get back to nature, whatever. Obviously, you gotta have your essentials. Some cheap cereal. I don't want to spend more than $5 on cereal. I think this was like $2. It's obviously it's not brand name. It's not that great. I do have a clam chowder fetish. It's at least New England. Manhattan really doesn't really do it for me. It's probably the tomato sauce or marinara, whatever. Always been a big New England clam chowder person. Chunky Campbell's is fine, I guess. This is 2 for $3. Also, what you should know is that, at least in the state of New York, there is a state program where food is cheaper, always at the beginning of the month. Your state may vary, but it does help to save, even $20. I mean, for somebody who's, making a wage of $786 a month, that really does go a long way, believe it or not. Let's see, what else? Gatorade, it's very sugary. It's probably, best for somebody who's already athletic to drink Gatorade on a regular basis without exercising or moving. Not a good idea, because it's just sugar. Alright, so I got 3 of those with 3 for $2 or something. No, wait a minute. No, 3 for $3, whatever. When I make my salads, I always choose blue cheese. It's just so good. You can't not have blue cheese with your salad. At least I can't. I don't know about you. I find that Caesar is okay, but whatever it is about the blue cheese, maybe it's a little extra sharp. It has that taste to it. It's blue cheese. Anyway, on with the next one. Ground beef, like you being an unhealthy eater, I go through tons of meat. It's not. I've actually went to the doctor recently, and I've been told I have high triglycerides, and I need to cut down on red meat. Obviously, I'm not doing that. So, yeah. I had a girlfriend who was very into the health thing. Organic meats, organic salads, organic whatever. I made her and another friend tacos one night, and she did not know the difference, whether it was organic or not. So, I fooled you if you find this anyway. So, in the state of New York, basically, I guess there's probably about, 2 pounds of ground beef there, and that's $10.34. It's a pretty good amount of ground beef. if you make tacos, you will go and you eat them pretty regularly, or even if you're going to make burgers out of them, you're going to go through this pretty fast, unless you restrain yourself and, piece together other meals. I try to make a thing of ground beef that lasts a week. Hard to do if you're a meat eater, but be creative. Try to find something else that you can blend it with, fruit even. For example, I forgot to buy tortillas. It's something that I'm a big quesadilla eater. And I tend to go for the really cheesy stuff too. I'm a fat ass at this point, but anyway, with tortillas and quesadillas and ground beef and everything, you can always mix a little fruit in there, or squeeze a fruit, oranges, limes, lemons, apples, or even oranges. Just mix it in there and give yourself a little bit of the extra vitamins, maybe. And besides, it tastes so much better having that little extra flavor. What else here? Yeah, this is like, burger meat. Yeah, so, I was going through each, thing in the, each brand of the burger meats, and I'm like, well, there's a lot of fat in this already. This 300 calories, it says, and there's a lot of iron in it. This fucking thing's out of focus. Sorry. Anyway, I wasn't really looking for cost. As far as like meats go, there's choice, standard, and premium. I don't think in a supermarket you will find premium meats. I did work for a restaurant at one point, and you will know if it's a premium meat. That burger was so good, even though it got me fired. But I just can't. I can't express enough that premium meats are so much better. It would be like a filet mignon to rat meat. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. We went through the burgers, ciabatta bread, soup, cereal, Gatorade, blue cheese. Okay, and then, again, starchy foods. I've been told to stay away from the fries. Whatever, So I bought 2 of those. I do like the curly fries. The curly fries are especially good. I season everything. I do like things on the very spicy side. For my family, it's almost sometimes at least repulsed. They do not like having too many spices on their food. However, I do. I will bathe in spices and lick it right off myself. Okay. Anyway, what else? All right, broccoli rabe. Now, your typical broccoli will be much bigger than this, at least in terms of the the heads. But I'm learning how to make a good broccoli rabe from my grandmother. She is one of the best chefs I know. In fact, she should have started her own restaurant. She would have been a billionaire by now. The thing with broccoli rabe, and what I've noticed about cooking with broccoli rabe, is that the stems do not sit very well with other food. So yeah, it's probably good. You can eat it, but it's very chewy, even well cooked. So typically, I mean, you'll just want to cut off the heads. Maybe, I don't know what you'd do with the stems if you didn't want to eat them, but I mean, you could always throw them in the garden. feed them to the birdies if they choose to eat it. Anyway, that's basically what I've noticed. Also, broccoli rabe shrinks. It shrinks so bad. It's not, you know, a terrible thing, but when I buy this, like, I look at it, right? This is like, wow, you know, that's a huge thing of broccoli rabe. It's really not, because it's all fucking water. But it still tastes really good. It does. Eat your fucking broccoli, buddy. Alright. Pizza dough. Okay. Right now, I mean, at least last month, I've been following my grandmother's recipe in terms of Sicilian, you know, pizza. Hers comes out so good. It's just perfect. I've never had better pizza in my life, and you know, I grew up loving that pizza. When I was out in California, I learned as much as possible about how to cook a pizza. You know, how to, you know, meet the finer points of cooking and dining, and you know, trying to perfect my art. Okay. What else? Right. Monterey pepper jack cheese. Again, fatty stuff. I am not a healthy eater. Like I said, I like the spicy stuff. I bought half a pound of Monterey pepper jack. You have to have a cheese shredder if you want to use this kind of thing. If you want to get the thin slices, or even like the thick slices, depending on like what you're trying to make, I strongly recommend just getting a chunk, because you can always grate it down. You can cut the cubes off if you're having a late night binge, you know what I mean? But this goes with everything that I have on here. Yeah. All right. Moving on from there. Let's see. We got Kit Kats. I think this was about like $5 or something. Trying to avoid candy binges. Not very good at that, but hey, it's Kit Kats. Come on, you gotta indulge like once in a while, right? All right. So Kit Kats. Let's see what else. You know what? Let me put that ground beef in the fridge. I'm not sure at this point what I am going to be eating for lunch. I had Cheerios for breakfast. You know, and obviously I didn't eat them all. I'm probably gonna dump them in the backyard so the birds can chow down a little bit. Still very hungry though, at least a little more hungry than usual. Moving on to the rest of this stuff here. Coffee. You know, I am caffeine addicted at this point. There was one day last week where I didn't have any coffee at all, and I felt fine. You know, it didn't bother me. I didn't have any headaches. I just didn't need it. But the next morning I was like, okay, I'm gonna have some coffee. I do like the New England brand. Excuse me. I especially like the blueberry flavor. It's one of the best. I'm just disappointed New England or anybody else hasn't come out with a raspberry. That would blow my mind. Alright. My dad likes to buy these, like, you know, great value, fucking non-brand name coffees, and they're not really that great. But if you just needed to get up in the morning, they're fine. You know, if that's all you need, do it. You know, don't spend $7 on something like that. Right there. When this is $7 right there. Try to be economical. I guess I'm a bit of a coffee snob. Let's see what else. Yeah. Yeah. Again, with the fruits. Buy yourself some apples. You know, 2 of these things. It's like $1. It's nothing. You know, and you know, even if you're doing very well, health-wise, it's always good to have some fruit around. You can't go wrong with it. you know? Yeah, anyway. Let's move the apples over there. Yeah, we have a cantaloupe too. Not big into cantaloupe or watermelon, really. Pineapples, yes. They're very sweet, very fantastic. But I find that some fruits are too sour for me, or you know, too sweet maybe, or bitter. I don't know, whatever. But I'm not, you know, an all-around fruit eater. Okay, moving on here. I'm gonna put the blue cheese in the fridge. Alright. So I've cleared out one bag here. Put the beef patties in the freezer. So I'm just thinking to myself right now, you know, maybe I should, you know, think about something for lunch. And, you know, I'm going through it. Well, I could use the ground beef. I could use the fries easily. Maybe I could make the broccoli raw, or I could go cheapo, you know, quick. Go with the clam chowder, which I don't use the microwave for clam chowder anymore. I will stick it in a pot, you know, let it sit for 10-15 minutes, stir it a bit, because it tastes so much creamier, even when it's out of the can. Anyway, that's what I was doing here. Yeah, so a little indecisive right now. Typically, I would call up my grandmother and say, "Hey, Nan, what do you think I should cook right now?" Really, my mind right now is going towards these right here. And yeah, on the border, Mexican Grill and Cantina chips. Now, obviously, like, the chips alone are not going to be a very filling lunch. I'm just thinking to myself, like, one of my typical things is when I'm on the run and I don't have a whole lot of time, what I'll do is I'll pop open the bag. You know what, let me actually do that. You know, I mean, it's probably not a good idea health-wise, but I need something to boost me up right now. I need a little salt in my system. You know, I need a little more energy. So I'm going to introduce you to 1 Minute Nachos. And this is like, you know, really quick. It won't even take you a minute, you know, if you're focused on what you're doing. Okay, so here's the nachos, right? Next thing you're going to need is a bowl. Make sure it's clean. Looks clean, right? I don't like that right there. That's another thing. You know, sanitary things. When you are cooking for others, always wash your hands. Not even because, like, it's for their health, but because you want them to actually eat it. You know, and if they see that you're cleaning your hands and, you know, you're being sanitary, they will be more likely to eat that food. You know, and that is, you know, the goal of every cook is to see the next person enjoy it as much as you. You know, and that is a sound goal. You know. Let's see. All right, so we got our nachos, we got our bowl. Then we have the third ingredient. Of course, nachos, you can't not have cheese. Now, all you're going to do is this. All right, let's see if I can set this up so it's symmetrical with myself. You know, I can't even see through the camera there, so hold on, let me back it up. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Alright, so we're going real quick here. Start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. And in the microwave they go. And you leave them in there for 30 seconds. Alright, so I hope you got all that on there. Anyway, yeah, microwave 30 seconds, so really it's a minute 30. I'm sure if I had everything, you know, preset and ready to go already, I could have done a lot quicker. But yeah, I mean, it's a cheapo method. You know, if you really wanted to make a real nacho cheese, you could use a pot, dip in a little salt in there, little spices, anything you want really, but and we're done. So let's see how it came out. Okay, so that was, you know, the cheese. Oh god, it smells so fucking good. So really, these nachos though, they're not really wide enough. You know, your Tostitos bag is probably better for retaining the cheese, getting more cheese per chip. So let's try it out. Let's see how these actual chips taste. Not bad, right? Not bad. These are a little extra salty. I sense a hint of staleness with this brand. And I just opened them. Let's see if there's like an expiration date on here. I don't see an expiration date. Well, anyway, they're all right. I mean, it's just a basic bag of, you know, nachos. Anyway, time to put things away here for a little while. Signing off, I guess. You know, I figure there's going to be a few more, you know, episodes concerning, you know, like gourmet cooking, the mom method, make your own meal. What else? Yeah, obviously the pizza thing. Once I have that a little bit more perfected. And yeah, I guess I'll see you on the next episode. Have a good one.